Thanks for checking out the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to see me play your deck, hang out with me in the amazing BoshNRoll community in Discord, access to my lists and sideboard guides before tournaments, book an individual coaching session, or just generally want to support what's going on here, check out the Patreon and YouTube membership options. For the finest Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, use code BoshNRoll for 10% off your order at coalesceapparel.shop. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. If you want to play what I'm playing, use my affiliate link to support the channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com and play any deck anytime on Magic Online with a cardhoarder.com loan account. Thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back once again. It's another hot BANT day here on the channel. Yesterday I played some Vintage in preparation for Eternal Weekend. I played Blue Tinker, which is my frontrunner Vintage archetype. And of course, here we are in Legacy with the 4-color control Uro deck that I've been enjoying when things are on the line. This is, of course, my front runner for Legacy as well. There's 2 weeks before Eternal Weekend, plenty of time to change my mind, but I'm going to at least queue up with this and see how it feels. This video also sponsored by channel supporter Spunky with his brand new baby Leah, who has arrived in the world. Congrats, new father Spunky, and shout out to baby Leah. This is the same list that I tested with 2 weeks ago on the channel. I've only made one change, and I'll explain why. I moved the second Kozilek's Return in the sideboard to be a second dress down. This is an area of some concern for me because White Plume Adventurer and Seasoned Dungeoneer have been released on Magic Online. That didn't exist 2 weeks ago. Those cards are very hard to beat. If even one of them resolves, my deck is not good at taking the initiative. Even if I can kill all the creatures, the initiative will eventually bury me. The only card in my deck that can take initiative is an End-Step Endurance or a Minsc and then connect with Trample. And having a haste creature is a big deal in these matchups. Maybe it's not as bad as I'm imagining it to be, but it feels really bad. What the dress down does is it stops the first initiative from happening. When all of those creatures say when this enters the battlefield, take the initiative. And if they don't have that ability, then the initiative is not introduced to the game at all until another one of those creatures arrives. And dress down is just an efficient cantripping way to stop the initiative from arriving, because I'm not really worried about 3/3 creature or whatever the other words on those things are. I'm worried about the residual card advantage if I can't take the initiative from them once it's introduced. I don't know if I'm even going to play against the White Stompy deck in this league. Who knows? I kind of hope I do. I really want to get a feel for that matchup. If it doesn't come up naturally, I'm going to have to do some targeted testing. Maybe I'll get Bill on the line and figure that out, because that seems like a deck that people are talking about, and it's really good against exactly what I'm doing. All of which are bad scenes for me. Otherwise, I'm very happy with this list and where it is and what it brings to the table. Dress down also incidentally helps with the Doomsday matchup, which is one of the tougher ones. It helps with Urza Saga matchups, which are can be more challenging. I'm happier in those than I am against Doomsday or White Stompy, but you know, more the merrier. Let's bring these weapons on. We are softer now to Death and Taxes, Elves, Goblins, that kind of stuff without the second Kozilek's Return. But I think this is a step in the right direction. Dress down also has text against all of those matchups, so it's not a complete deletion of technology. This is what I got for you. This is Hot BANT. Let's jump in. 3-for-1 Trading is having a Black Friday sale that runs until Monday, November 28th. Their entire inventory is 5% off, and they offer free worldwide shipping on all orders over 341 euros. Today, Friday, November 25th, they're having an additional sale on selected Power 9 cards. This is on top of their 5% off Black Friday sale, and supplies are limited. Visit shop.3for1trading.com to learn more. I'm on the draw in round 1 with the Legend hand. If I knew my opponent was in a control mirror, I would snap this off 10 times out of 10, but I don't know what they are. We're dead to combo, dead to any sort of Aether Vial kind of thing. I'm going to send this. Much happier with this hand. I'm going to keep it and send... It's either Minsc or Tundra. Like, do I want to use Brainstorm to hit my land drops, or do I want to save Minsc and Boo for later, which is when you genuinely want to cast it. I'm going to bottom the Tundra. I play a high land count for a reason. And I'm going to try to lean into it on the draw with this Brainstorm here. Flooded Strand Go is a good start. As long as I actually hit my land drops, this Minsc and Boo is exactly where I want this game to be headed. Second Brainstorm gives me a lot of action to try to find more lands. Uh-oh, Volcanic Island. Is this a mirror match? Is it a slow start with Delver? Who knows? Could be like Sneak and Show. And I do have Double Force, Double Blue card. I'm saving these Brainstorms for the end step. Giving myself as many draws as possible to try to find the land before I had to do something else to find it. And now I have Expressive Iteration that can keep the train rolling. This is either a mirror match or show and tell. I don't really see this start coming out of any other deck. Let's start with Tundra. Brainstorm, number 1, no lands, tough beats. Extra sucks because I found this Narset, which I'd love to jam into play. Minsc and Boo's looking worse now. And I don't need 3 Force of Wills. I can fetch and Brainstorm again now, or I can untap and cast Expressive Iteration, which I think is going to be my plan. I could still just naturally draw the land, which I did not. Here's the EI. Yikes. Okay. Ponder in my hand. Narset on the bottom. Exile the Mystic Sanctuary. We at least found a land. I am not going to complain about Mystic Sanctuary from this position where we were about to miss an entire land drop. If they are a combo deck, it's not going to get better than this, but I do have the Double Force to try to fight, untap, and jam Narset. Alright, this is looking more like a mirror match at this point. Yep. There's an Uro. I wish I could Swords to Plowshares this, but I can't. Narset is phenomenal in this mirror match, though. Got that going for me. And Ponder after the Uro. Yeah, this Uro advantage is pretty significant. Narset is really good at shutting down the worst part of Uro, which is the card draw. Oh no, they found a Wasteland after I just very clearly did not have a good land drop to play. Land. Yeah. Alright, Narset, get in there. I'm going to fetch Savannah to have all my colors. I'm not in a universe where I'm going to pretend that Mystic Sanctuary is useful. I mean, it's literally in play. I don't need to fetch my island count. I have no way to pick it up. I guess I could waste it and then loam it back. Technically, that exists. Not a great plan, though. Force pitching Brainstorm. Hey, I'll do something like that, too. Force pitching Brainstorm. I like Ponder better than Brainstorm in this hand because my hand already has all the cards that I want in it. Alright, now I like the second Brainstorm. I don't think I need 2 plows, but I'm pretty happy about the first one with this Uro looming. Prismatic Ending. Disappointing. Still think this card's really important. It's worth a force. I'm going to pitch the Ponder this time. With 2 plows in my hand, I actually want Brainstorm. Activate Narset. Prismatic Ending, Ponder. Take Ponder. And I'll cast Brainstorm. Ooh. This is kind of cool. I don't need this basic island in this matchup, and I don't think I want 2 plows in the mix. I'm going to Ponder. Probably just going to shuffle, though Endurance is pretty exciting as well. Alright, fine. Fine deck. I want the island the least here. Okay, Endurance is in my hand. Minsc and Boo. I can answer Uro in a variety of ways. I'm applying real pressure. They can't draw cards, which is the whole point of this deck. Your own Narset. Okay. Luckily, I have spewed off all my cantrips at this point. I found a Minsc and Boo. That's a good card. But I will make mine first. And hopefully this can kill Narset, but there's a good chance they're sitting on a bunch of plows too, because that's just how these game ones flesh out a lot of the time. Gas up my hamster. There's not a lot of targets for removal, so it's likely that your first couple threats are going to get plowed in game 1 before we shave some of this stuff. Yeah, them having the second Narset reloading under my Narset that's just chilling, kind of a concern. Prismatic Ending's an absolute fucking nightmare. They can just tap for it to get rid of my Boo this turn, and then not have to worry about that in the future. I hope they just jam their own Boo, but they've seen Swords to Plowshare, so that's just face up, not a good play. Deciding if they want to remove Narset or Minsc and Boo is interesting. I think it's Minsc and Boo is the answer. Yep. And I'm in trouble. I know I'm drawing an island this turn. The second Narset did it. I mean, I can cast Endurance this turn and Swords to Plowshares, but that was rough. And they have Mystic Sanctuary active, but I have Endurance. Please go for Mystic Sanctuary. Yeah. What do you want here? A Prismatic Ending? Oh, a Force of Will. How about no? Clear the Uro, stuff the Mystic Sanctuary, put pressure on for Narset, though I could just lose to this Minsc and Boo on its own. Aggressive Iteration. Okay. They need a red source to cast Boo this turn. They exiled Brainstorm off of EI. There is still Narset in play. That is worse than blank. Actively not a card you can even cast. This could be a big window if they were counting on EI to hit their land drop and missed. Though they're also showing Endurance over there. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Volcanic Island, not helpful. Attack your Narset. And the mirror match is so much fun. They have been endured. But I'm going to plow. I do want their Narset gone. If I can draw cards and they can't, that's a game state I'm interested in. Trying to think of any reason to play Volcanic Island or sandbag it. I'm going to sandbag it. There are Brainstorms in my deck somewhere. But now I'm behind on Minsc and Boo. The two plows could have... Oh god. Arrakis. The two plows could have bought me time to knock down Minsc and Boo. But now I only have one plow, and it'll be out of reach. Plow the hamster. Okay, deck. Now's the time. Coast is clear. Alright. I'll take a re-Narset. Fresh Narset. Get them while they're hot. Prismatic Ending. Let's go. Swords to Plowshares and Force of Will. Well, not really where I wanted to be. But we're back on the Swords to Plowshares twice to kill Minsc and Boo. Strat. And I still have Narset in play, and now I have another activation. Everything's moving in the right direction here. Just a hope. Swords to Plowshares, and I will be F6'd after that. They could hardcast Force here. But if they attack Narset, then they still lose Minsc and Boo. Okay, F6 value. Let's just hope their hand is full of cantrips. No! Re-Narset. No removal, no removal, no removal. Prismatic Ending, no! If they take out Endurance, they get to keep Minsc and Boo. If they take out Narset, they lose Minsc and Boo, but then they have Narset in play and I don't. Kinda hope they go for Narset. I'm more worried about Minsc and Boo. Shit. They didn't fall for it. Okay, now I need a Narset into EI, found my own Caracas. Brainstorm cannot be cast. It can be cast, just not in a way that I'm going to be happy about. Okay, Prismatic Ending. Now I have a really interesting decision. I could take out the Minsc and Boo or fight over the Narset. It's Minsc and Boo. It's just always Minsc and Boo. Blue, green, red, white. I zap this thing. And off we go. I have an unusable Brainstorm in my hand, but the board is stable. Now I'm behind on the Narset game. They found Prismatic Ending. They can break out of Narset now if they want to. I at least got both cards off of her, but if they're cantripping and I'm not, this game gets really hard. Brainstorm. I'm very jealous. Draw for turn. Misty Rainforest. Not helpful in any way. My Mystic Sanctuary is already in play. Oh, bummer. Yeah, that's the best card they could have here. We've exchanged who's ahead a couple times here, but they have been at the end of each dust settling, they've ended up slightly ahead, and they're now back into Uro, and I haven't seen an Uro yet. Their second Narset to follow up my second Narset was just devastating. Still got EI and Caracas to draw to. Minsc and Boo actually isn't even great here. It's actually terrible because of Caracas. A removal spell for Narset unlocks my Brainstorm. There's a lot of play here, but we're falling behind quickly. So, alright. I'm gonna Swords to Plowshares. I know they can pick it up with Caracas. I don't care. I just need it out of play and not attacking me for a turn cycle. Yeah, that's fine. Go for it. Wouldn't it be sick if I followed up with Minsc and Boo there and killed Narset? while Caracas was tapped. I wish it worked that way, but I'm not that skilled. One thing I am being super cognizant of is the clock. I'm a full 3 minutes ahead of them right now, and I'm just not bluffing anything. I'm just F6'd. I have nothing, and they can know I have nothing. I don't care. I'm going to play Misty now and pass. Misty gives me a shuffle if I ever unlock this Brainstorm. Oh, they found the first EI too. Ugh. That's the best card that I'm looking for right now. Exile land. My own Uro. I'm really not interested in this. If I need to start gaining life, I will, but they have Caracas in play. It's not even like my 6/6 is going to cheese, and it's not drawing extra cards. Ugh. Okay. They also found the Minsc Boo. This one is sliding away quickly. I'm taking my 4. Caracas stabilizes this board by itself, if I can find that. Back up to 6 cards in hand. I mean, I can Wasteland their Caracas and try to make something happen with Uro here. I can gain the life and put the 6/6 into play. I floated a white. I will just move through phases. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, and is enough of it blue, blue, green, green to do this? Need to fetch a green source, or no, there's one in my hand. I can deploy that one and still have my fetch land. Okay, I gain 9 life here, and I am not going to put a land into play. I will pass the turn, and then continue dying to Minsc Boo. Take 7 here. Giant hits. 6 cards in their hand. Oh, Brainstorm. I wish I could cast that card too. It's a good one. Uro's chilling in their graveyard. They can escape that whenever they feel like it. I am dead on board if they cast Uro. Terminus, weirdly relevant here. And it's Ponder. I can Ponder. I don't get to draw a card, but I can look, and then there is the Terminus. Funny story about Terminus. If I cast Brainstorm, I will draw Terminus, and then have to put 2 back, which is the Terminus and the Taiga on their turn, and then I can't cast Terminus. All right. They got me beat. I'm going to make them play out their turn, though, because every second matters in this mirror match. I would concede in real life to make time for game 3. I probably would have done it 2 turns ago if we weren't on chess clocks. And if they don't fling to finish me off here, I have Terminus on top. Like, let's at least make them kill me. And there it is. Okie dokie. Yeah, we just jockeyed over Planeswalkers for the whole game, and they ended up ahead. The last Planeswalker wins it. Hydroblast and Pyroblast are both good in the matchup. Pyroblast is better. I like some number of Swords of Plowshares, but not the full 4. I don't think I want Terminus in the deck. With all these efficient counterspells being slid in here, I don't know that we need all our Force of Wills, and Dress Down does very little as well. Carpet of Flowers is an option. These games tend to go really long, though, and they're not really about mana denial. I don't think I'm into Carpet. Surgical Extraction is not something I usually recommend for fair matchups, but knocking their Uros out completely actually feels kind of insane. And my second endurance, or my bonus endurance, third one total, looks pretty good. I don't think I want to cut Force of Will entirely, but if we're both bringing in all our blasts, okay. Force of Will is out. Efficient Interactions in. Let's try it. I'm going to keep. This is actually, I think, the exact same board plan that I have against Is It Delver, which is really fascinating that it just shook out that way. Tropical Island and Ponder. Ooh, EI and another land. All of these are things that I want. Holding turn go from my opponent. I draw the land. Ponder's on top of my deck. I can Ponder again, or I can chill. I'm just going to chill. I can EI next turn. Or I can just hold up Endurance forever. Brainstorm resolves. Like Ponder and Carpet of Flowers are the only spells they would cast off of this main phase Brainstorm. And Ponder it is. That taps them out of Blue Blast, which I'm pretty excited about because I want this EI to resolve. I'm going to draw the Ponder. And then cast EI. And I think I actually want Ending now. I have a lot of cantrips already. I don't need a third Ponder. Exile this land. Damn it. And here we go. I will Blue Blast an EI if they cast one here. Didn't come to it. They have 3 mana, but they're not showing Endurance because they don't have double green. I want Narset. I have many Prismatic Endings now in my land, and I'm going to pass the 7 cards in hand. I can decide if I want this Wasteland or not based on what they do with their turn. As promised, Blue Blast this. I know how important these early cantrips are. If they're about to miss a land drop over this, or if I flush out a Pyroblast, I'm happy with either of those interactions. Okay. That means I get to Narset next turn without thinking about this Pyroblast. Burrow's in exile. That looks really bad for them. They did have a land. Could have another Pyroblast here, but they just deleted an Uro. It's tough beats. I think I want to lead with Ponder. I have enough mana to do everything I want if I can find an additional... Oh, Life from the Loam is nasty here. Don't shuffle the library. I could just put them into a waste lock, but if they have their own Loam, I'm going to look very foolish for making that move. Pyroblast is really the only thing I'm worried about here. And I'm shuffling away Minsc and Boo for a shot at Narset Glory. Oh, they fetched in response to my fetch? Oh, okay. I don't know if they miscounted their islands or if they actually wanted that tap Mystic Sanctuary. No, they were playing around Endurance. Yeah. That is one of the worst parts of this deck, keeping track of your islands. I'm gonna get Savannah now and slam Narset, and then also probably Wasteland them. We're in there on Narset. I'm gonna put Minsc and Boo in my hand to keep the beats coming, and I'm gonna take out their Taiga. They have plenty of blue. I can take them off green. If they just have Minsc and Boo, we're in trouble. Pyroblast, cool. At least got a card off of that. Life from the Loam. They can't Endurance me here. At least not on a 1-for-1 basis. And I am going to keep up with the Wastelands here. Just keep pressuring. I was also just going to miss my land drop anyway. Doing this blocks my next land drop. They start missing. I might Dredge Loam and keep hitting their lands. Not really how I want to play this game, but it's there. Narset, you got it. Narset found Loam. Shit. Okay. I have one shot here to... Oh no, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to Dredge Loam on Caracas. That's messed up. And milled over an Uro. Mystic Sanctuary is also in my graveyard. Okay, I'm going to Wasteland their green source. Try to cut them out from under this Loam. And I have Endurance I can pitch cast. If it comes to that. Discard Sanctuary and one of these many Prismatic Endings. I just don't have a green source. Carpet of Flowers, that also requires a green source. And I said I don't bring in Carpet because these games usually aren't about resource denial, but I happen to be in the resource denial posture right now. Endurance pitching Carpet. That's fine. Clearing the Uros, kind of unfortunate, but I did protect the Caracas in my hand. This cost them 2 cards. Let's see if they follow up with a green source of their own. They did not. They're in emergency mode. And I found Uro. Good news, everybody. Let's go for the hammer. Minsc and Boo. Yep, Hydro Blast, clean answer to that. And they missed the land drop again. That's what I'm looking for. This is the game we played for. Another Endurance. I'm going to deploy Caracas, and I'm just going to use Endurance to control my opponent here. Even if they draw the land for Loam, I can Endurance them and then attack Narset, and we're good. End step, Endurance, green colorless. I can Endurance twice. Like if they let this resolve, plow it, and then I can cast another one to clear the Narset. Okay, let's get rid of your graveyard. And is there another green source in my deck? There's not. Whoops. Yeah, they're all in play. Or they're not all in play. There is a Taiga, but Floodistry can't get it. I wish I thought of that before I made this move, but it's fine. We'll live. Prismatic Ending. White. Red. Blue. They're the Narset. And then let's get Uro going. right now while they don't have white to fight over it. And drew Minsc off of the Uro trigger. Good stuff. Ponder, you got it. Now even if they draw the green source, there's no lands in their graveyard to recur with Loam, thanks to Endurance. Ponder did not deliver. Shuffle and miss the land drop again. Oh, cool. I have Pyroblast. Oh, I only have one red source, though. Not sure I want to jam into Hydroblast here, but I also kind of do. Okay. All right, put you to the test. It has to be Hydroblast. They do have 7 spells in hand. Bummer. Okay. We're building up to Uro here. Oh, they found a land, and it's a fetch land, which means that Life from the Loam can pick up at least that fetch land to get something going here. They were locked out for a long time, but this is the flip side of control matchups. If you don't kill them, they will eventually find their way out of it. Yeah, I like this. Red, blue, expressive iteration. Okay, Brainstorm in my hand, Prismatic Ending on the bottom, Exile Wasteland, which is honestly not even good. Though it does force them to dredge the Loam, and then I can cast Endurance. Yeah, okay, so they have fetch land in their hand. They can dredge Loam, and then cast Loam with their fetch land, and then I Endurance them, putting all these tropical islands away. They just milled over a second drop. They have to fetch Savannah or Taiga here. It's Endurance time. Targeting 3 lands with Loam. Get rid of them. Now I have a creature in play. Do it. Start attacking. And I'm going to release Uro this turn. Green, green, blue, blue. Leaving up Volcanic Island. Volcanic Island can cast Hydro or Pyroblast as necessary. Allowing Endurance, sure. My Caracas can just save Uro. Okay, let's go. Did not dredge Loam. I'm going to counter this. I am in tempo mode now, just trying to get this game over. Yeah, okay. And they scooped it up, trying to save time. I'm not making any changes to the deck. They have Carpet of Flowers in, and I don't, which is an angle I should consider before trying to move on to a Wasteland strategy. But other than that, I like what's going on here. On the draw with a Brainstorm and Loam, I'm going to keep this one lander. You got 23 lands in your deck, put them to use. This basic island is kind of messed up. Immediately paid off on the Loam. Okay, another fetch land. Loam is just wealth beyond imagination at this point. I'm going to Brainstorm in the end step. Just a Plowshare is not a card I need this early, and Prismatic Ending, I don't need 2 of those. I shuffle so I don't draw all those cards. Brainstorming in response to my fetch, sure. I'm going to get a Tundra here. And Taiga now. I want to end on Volcanic Island here. This is why I'm fetching the way I'm fetching. I want this Flooded Strand in my hand to represent Volcanic Island. There's Minsc. I could ponder and maybe actually have something or represent something. Like they could just cast Minsc. That dies to my Minsc. Alright, I'm gonna ponder. And I can't get Savannah because that doesn't cast ponder. I said I wanted Volcanic Island off of that. Is this still true? Yeah, I think so. EI, Narset, and land. I like all these cards. I guess I don't really need the land because Life from the Loam's in my hand. I have no interaction other than the Prismatic Ending. Like if they do just start slamming powerful permanents, this game could slide away. Okay. I'm honestly pretty relieved to see that expressive iteration. That means they're not jamming Minsc or Narset this turn. Can't even get Uro on the stack here. Exile to ponder. Not shuffle. Have a land. Mystic Sanctuary is on this time. I'm going to Life from the Loam all these lands back up. It's going to take it slow on this Uro. What's the rush? Let's keep myself loaded here. I'm going to go for a Narset. I just don't have interaction. So, and I have to go to discard anyway. Let's start flushing out Pyroblasts. Or if they just somehow don't have one, I'll take that too. I'm going to select Prismatic Ending from the options available here. And I discard one of the lands. I'm truly shocked that Narset resolved there. Endurance. Yeah, just main phase, clear my Loam and my Uro. That's a pretty good endurance. Ponder just for some card selection. They don't get to draw because of Narset. Yeah, their hand just must be mono cantrips over there. Hydroblast, Minsc and Boo. I'm going to start with Narset, see where this goes. I have Hydro and Pyroblast now. I'm actually just going to take this Swords to Plowshares and make sure that Narset stays in play by zapping this Endurance. And 7 cards in my hand. I can Ponder here. That one's safe. Surgical Extraction, does that do anything yet? It might someday. I'm going to take it. If they go for Mystic Sanctuary on EI, I could take all the EIs out of their deck. If they try to get Uro going, I could Hydroblast, Minsc and Boo, then they don't have those anymore. Ending my Narset. Yep, that happens. They're passing the turn. There's a Ponder on top of my deck. Let's cast that one. Wasteland, Mystic Sanctuary, Tundra. I mean, Wasteland is not part of this game. Tundra. I'm just going to shuffle this. I can cast EI here. Still have my land drop. A second Minsc and Boo in hand. Ponder on the bottom. Exile Wasteland. I'm not going to activate this Wasteland. I'm just going to put it into play. And 8 cards in my hand. That's too many. I just go for Minsc and Boo here. I don't love tapping out, and they probably have a Hydroblast of their own, but I have 2 of these. I can answer theirs from play if it comes in. Yeah, that's fine. I was prepared for that possibility. EI? On Loam, that barely matters. I'm not gonna Surgical Loam. That's not what the card's in my deck for. I'm not even sure if the card should be in my deck, but that's definitely not what it's for. They're wasting my Wasteland, playing towards a Caracas plan, I guess. Okay, dope. Here's Uro. Now we have a target for Surgical that I'm happy with. We get to see what they're working with in their hand and know if Minsc and Boo's going to resolve. Okay. There's the Caracas. That was telegraphed. Yeah. Play from Loam picked up Wasteland and 2 Flooded Strands. That's fine. I'm going to draw for my turn. Now I actually do want a Wasteland. This Uro's not even helpful here. Blue, red. Hey, I found Wasteland. This is easy. Okay, Endurance in my hand, EI on the bottom, exile Wasteland. Play Wasteland. Hit your Caracas. And a Surgical Uro. I want to know what they're up to over there. Their hand is Wasteland, Hydroblast, Brainstorm, and some other shit. I don't have time to really study their deck here. I'm just taking their Uros out. And I'm going to Endurance as well to clear the life from the Loam. And let's do it. They do have a Hydroblast from Minsc and Boo. So do I. Actually have a really good Brainstorm here. Flooded Strand, Brainstorm have been used. Another Brainstorm. Their clock is ticking away, which I also feel like I'm ahead in this game. Now they don't have Uro at all, and I have the next 2 Minsc and Boos covered. Counter target spell if it's red. If they cantripped into a Pyroblast this turn, that would have been a way to push through, but I can still answer the Minsc and the Boo in play right now. I need a Pyroblast to counter their Hydroblast. Minsc and Boo is just not really the plan now. Mystic Sanctuary. Let's put Expressive Iteration on top of my deck. Brainstorm. Uro, hello. Uro. And attack for 3. Yeah, we both have big clunky turns that require a lot of game actions when we're both running out of mana. Or running out of time. There's the Wasteland that we knew about. I'm going to float red, pretend I can do anything with it. Alright, just getting Endurance. Sure. For turn, EI. They can Hydroblast this. They did not, though. EI in hand, land, land. My land. Another EI. Put Uro in hand, or Misty in hand, ending on the bottom. Exile Uro. Fetch. In blue, colorless. I'm using a lot of time here, but I'm trying to actually win the game. It just passed priority from here. That what happened game one, where we had a lot of the same stuff going on, but they ended up just a little ahead here, just a little ahead there. I'm taking that posture this game. I'm not going to Hydroblast EI at this point when Minsc and Boo is the one card in their deck that can actually win the game. Oh, you also have Surgical in your deck. Cool. Came to a lot of the same conclusions, it seems. Just disagree on Carpet. Another EI, sure. Prismatic Ending, my Endurance, sure. You get to attack me for 3, then I can end your Endurance, and we're just back where we started. White, green, red. Is this land you saw? And I'm just gonna pass. I would hate to time out when I can't reasonably lose this game. I hope we don't just spend the next 70 seconds F6ing back and forth aggressively. But I don't really need to do anything. In real life, I would have been brainstorming, pondering, looking for Minsc and Boo to actually win the game with. We're just handing the turn back and forth. I'll cast my Ponder. That one is like just correct to do. There's a Pyroblast in my hand now. I'm going to fetch Taiga and pass the turn. Fetching now just for 6 value. So we'll counter this spell. Brainstorm in response. Oh, and Minsc and Boo, that's fun. Okay, Minsc and Boo can resolve. Take my 4 from the hamster, and then I can Prismatic Ending Minsc and Boo and hamster, and then also play my own Minsc and Boo. Prismatic Ending, the Minsc, white, blue, red, green. Prismatic Ending, the hamster, white, and I'm just going to pass back. I don't think they can make anything happen in 1 second here. I also think I'm winning this game, for what it's worth. I have Minsc and Boo in my hand. I just need to wait till I can answer the Pyroblast, or Hydroblast, which Pyroblast does answer. Yeah, I think I'm winning this game for real, and we also timed them out. GG. What a slog to start this league off. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and every other format you'll see on this channel. They have multiple customizations so you can view your deck how you want. Text view, stacks, grid, custom grouping by type, subtype, color, light mode, dark mode. However you want to see your deck, they can provide it for you. My favorite feature is you can choose your set printing, make the deck look exactly how you want it to. The deck screen features expandable sections that show you what tokens your deck makes, your recent change history to the deck, stats about mana curve and opening hand distribution, mana cost distribution. You can deal out sample hands and even play test the deck. Island Ponder. You know I'm keeping this one. This site has everything. Follow me on Moxfield.com to keep up with decks I'm playing for the channel and what I'm up to in paper. I'll see you there. I'm on the draw with another 6-lander. This one's not even close, though. I can barely think of a matchup where I would want 6 lands and Swords to Plowshares. This one I'm going to keep, and I'm going to bottom... I think it's Wasteland. Yeah, I'm going to bottom Wasteland. It's just so rarely a tool that you actually want. If there are Turbo Depths or Cloud Post, you got me. Opponent said they are recently discovered my channel and have been binging all the old videos. I appreciate it. Good to have you, Tape Decky. We got a Mishra's Bauble and a Ponder. They said they've been watching the channel. Maybe it's Mono Blue Delver. Yeah, this basic island just arriving from hand is kind of sus. If they are Delver, which is what this seems to be, and I guess that's not really any information other than they started with their 1 island in their hand. The bigger versions, like the Counterbalance, Ledger Shredder, Delverless Delver kind of decks, have more islands. Oh, okay. We're just not even... Oh, baby. Can I beat this card? I don't think so. I'm going to Force of Will it. Yeah, I don't have a plow, don't have an ending. Just not ready for that. Oh, yeah. Force of Will well spent. Yeah, sure. On their land. Bobble to go with the fetch land if they want to do the build your own scry. They are targeting themselves with Bobble. And didn't like the card. And have a Ponder to finish it off. I do appreciate the velocity of their deck. They have Threshold already. Okay, deck. How about a land to dump in with Uro? I do like all this removal I'm working with. gonna get a volcanic island here, stick with the island count. I have a green source for Minsc and Boo anyway. Come on, land. Built. Okay, opponent knows that I don't have a land in my hand, and I have 4 spells. If they're a wasteland deck, which they very well could be, Mishra's Bauble and aggressive prowess creatures, those work with wasteland in my estimation. I snuck an Iconoclast in on me with Plow just rotting. They had the 3rd Bauble. And they still have a land drop if they have one to make. Indeed they do. But it's not one that casts cantrips. That's good. Terminus. Great, EI. I'll start there. Blue, red. Okay, did hit a land. Brainstorm to hand. Bottom Prismatic Ending. Exile Wasteland. Play Wasteland. Swords to Plowshares. This Iconoclast. And I'm not going to Wasteland. They have so many lands. Oh, they have Caracas. I should probably just waste that because my deck doesn't really function through it. Monastery Mentor. Tragic. Guess I'm just going to waste Caracas here. I have to do that anyway to make this game happen. And if they cast... Yeah, that was sloppy. Whatever they do here with this white mana was avoidable. Well, the answer seems to be nothing. I'll take that. Interested in a Terminus or the ability to cast Uro? Dress down is neither of those things. I could just ending Mentor. I think I should do that. Just trying to be responsible about their velocity. This could be a Daze deck. In the Plateau Caracas, there's a lot of non-islands for a Daze deck, but very glad I didn't get dazed. Mentor went out without making a monk. Always feels good from this side of the table. Sanctuary probably going to get EI here. Yes, of course. Fairy, yuck. The Fairy drew EI. They still have their land drop, so they can EI right away. Drawing a land here, an untapped land, so not Mystic Sanctuary, would be great. If I can just jam Minsc and Boo and get in. Ooh, they exiled a 2nd Mystic Sanctuary. More than one of those in the deck. Spicy. Okay, Minsc and Boo, let's kill Teferi. Please don't have Force of Will. See if wasting this Caracas pays off. We're in there. Gas up the hammy. And attack Teferi. If they only had 1 soldier, I would have attacked Teferi for 1 and then minus Boo to kill the 1 soldier and draw 1 card. But having 2 soldiers means that the Planeswalker would die if I took that line here. And that's not worth it. It'd definitely be a Lightning Bolt deck. So far, the way their mana has unrolled, it doesn't really look like it is. It looks like a... Oh, no, that's not true. They have a red card as a core part of their deck. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. Fuck. I forgot that my Minsc and Boo got attacked last turn, and minusing is not an option. I just missed 3 damage there. That was pretty bad. Okay. Yeah, post-combat, make a 7/7. Please plow this. Validate me. Nope, didn't get plowed. They are showing hardcast Force of Will if they want to do that. Honestly, that's fine with me. I'm going to leave a land and my best spell in the graveyard, considering Loam and Mystic Sanctuary. Yep. Certainly wish they were at 14 instead of 17. Yeah, I had this plan to just attack for 4 and then draw 4 cards, but Minsc and Boo was already small. I will admit that I'm very tired. It's been a long week, and I'm recording this right before I leave for Thanksgiving. I'm going out of town and trying to get this league in real quick before I need to be on the road. My brain is mush. I am not playing my best. Let's hope it doesn't punish too hard. All right, I'm going to attack with a 10/10 for real this time. 10/10 creature. Okay, Swords to Plowshares. Fair enough. They are down to 1 card in hand. Minsc and Boo are probably going to die this turn. That's fine. EI, let's go. Okay, I could end Mentor and then just take my time. Ponder to hand, Burrow to bottom, exile ending. End Mentor, white, green, blue. Yeah, I mean, they have to spend all this time working on Minsc and Boo, and Uro is looming. Oh my god, you're in Entreat the Angels deck? This is sick. We're so dead. Okay. I was not ready for this out of what we've seen so far. Terminus or bust, I guess. Literally just super fucking dead here. Alright, one of Terminus, too easy. Let's go. Draw it. Draw it. Okay, I can ponder looking for the Terminus. If it's around, I'm going to shuffle this. Get another ponder. If I find the Terminus, I can brainstorm into it on their upkeep. But that really is the only thing I can do. Shuffle the library. Endurance, not helpful. Okay, Narset. Alright, so this is 20, 1, 2, 3. I could actually just escape Uro. And I'm not dead. Green, green, blue, blue. Gives me another turn to try to find the Terminus. That explains the multiple Mystic Sanctuaries as well. Oh, they drew a spell. Oh, come on. Prismatic Ending, too. Does this kill me for Xaxes? 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. It does. Kills me for Xaxes. Swords to Plowshares, I at least gain 6. Okay. Entreat the Angels, huh? That's... I don't approve of that. Okay, so they have Teferi and Iconoclast. They go wide. Those legs return. That all matters. Press down doesn't seem great. Swords to Plowshares is pretty good. Does answer Mentor. But Pyroblast hits Iconoclast, so I am going up on overall answers to creatures here. They don't seem to use their graveyard much. They are a Caracas deck, so I need my Wastelands. I could shave a Force of Will. I need to save one for Entreat, but otherwise, yeah, this looks like a plan. Let's do it. On the play, I'm going to keep no removal yet, but this is the stable mana EI hand that I like against control mirrors or blue mirrors. I can't cast Price of Progress or Back to Basics, given what we saw. I'm just going to play like those cards don't exist. We also saw a lot of their deck without a Wasteland. I'm going to ignore that too. Probably should have brainstormed last turn. Give myself the chance to either set up an EI or turn these lands into some cash before. I'm just planning for this uber long game where brainstorm will be good eventually. That Narset is tempting, but I don't think I want to run that into Pyroblast in this high velocity deck that hasn't cast a spell yet. It was Hydroblast instead of Pyroblast, so Narset might have gotten in. We'll never know. Brainstorm from my opponent. And no land, no shuffle. Okay. Let's see if I can sniff out a Pyroblast with Brainstorm and then resolve Narset. That just happened. Life from the Loam is kind of a joke here. I don't think I need Taiga with all the other lands that I have available. Were they patient or just don't have it? Just don't have it. I'm at least hitting Loam off this Narset. I hope I find something better than that. That would qualify. Minsc and Boot in my hand. And they are currently Brainstorm locked and can't cantrip. They can EI. They can also Iconoclast. Activate Narset. Multiple Pyroblasts. White, colorless. Or different color. White, different color. None of it's colorless. They cast any spell here. Narset just dies. Alright, cool. Got away with it. And Ponder. EI and Red Blast. I like all these cards. Just dancing around this Minsc and Boo. No rush on that. They know I have Pyroblast. Let's, I'm just gonna keep pushing here. Ooh, that was a good one. Aggressive iteration. Put Brainstorm in my hand, Terminus on the bottom, exile the land. Actually kind of a problem here, because Flooded Strand doesn't fetch Taiga, and my only other red source is in my hand. I need to Brainstorm just to get red available. I'm going to put back land, Minsc and Boo. Fetch a... Do I want a Mystic Sanctuary here? Yeah, sure. Ooh, this... I'm going to respond to my own ability here by fetching Volcanic Island. Because if I need to Red Blast on their turn, I don't want to shuffle away my EI to do it. Surgical Extraction, my EI. Okay. Guess that was going to happen anyway. You got me. Well, now I can ponder with complete impunity. Nothing holding me back there. The Volcanic Island as promised. Mystic Sanctuary fizzles. And I'm going to ponder. Life from the Loam. Is this a card I want to cast? I don't think I want any of this. I'm going to shuffle it. Cool. Love a Narset. I pretty much just need to find Wasteland and then punch my way through this game. I'm going to keep countering these. I know they have Teferi, but my deck doesn't even care about Teferi that much. Hey, I drew Wasteland. Wasteland, hit your Caracas. 1, 2, 3, 4. Minsc and Boo. It's fine. Down to 1 card in hand. Just keep on chugging. I've got another engine in mine. Can't hardcast Force of Will. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Neither can I. New Narset. Opens Veto. Sure. Okay, now we're both approaching empty here. I mean, I have 2 answers in my hand. No threats or prospects of a threat. No engines online. You have 2 Caracases in your deck? This is messed up. Now I kind of want that Loam that I got rid of a minute ago. Double Force, double Plow. I'm in no danger of dying, but not pushing the game forward at all either. Okay, there's that, which is currently not helpful because of the Caracas. I'm actually just not even going to cast it because it taps me out of Force of Will. Wandering Emperor. No thanks. Mentor. I can hit this one. A little bauble. I'm going to plow this before it's a 3-3. They can do what they want with their bauble. There's a Wasteland and a Loam in my deck, both of which are very good here. Brainstorm. Yes, please. Terminus, Wasteland. Yeah, that all looks good. I put back Terminus and Prismatic Ending. Wasteland your Caracas and hope your 1 draw off the top was not a good one. We're in there with the hamster. And now let's start winning this game. Entreat the Angels. Terminus is 2 cards down right now. And I can also light up one of the Angels with Boo. I'm actually going to plow this Monk token. As strange as that might be. I just don't want my Planeswalkers to die here. No. Draw. I'm actually just going to throw my hamster at the opponent. And, well, if they double block, I'm winning. I can just draw Terminus here. Yeah, I'm just going to sacrifice Boo, deal 4 damage to my opponent, draw 4 cards, and hardcast Terminus. Not pretty, but it works. Get rid of your creatures, please. And I'm going to cast Ponder. Okay, we're good. Who's the Miracle deck now? I'm not changing anything. In we go. Keep. Started off with a Ponder. Fair enough. I'm just going to hold up Pyroblast and pass. Iconoclast is a blue card, and I don't want them to get any early advantage here. I can just Ponder next turn. It's not a big deal. Ponder. Wasteland, Uro, Force of Will. Don't currently have green mana for this Uro. I like everything else that's going on here. I'll draw Uro last, and then I can EI up under it. Find myself some green mana. Here's that Iconoclast. Mercifully blue. Ooh, are we going to fight over this? I will force back, because I'm not ready to actually deal with this thing. Force pitching Brainstorm. You got 2 cards off me, but EI is about to recoup it. I hope. If there's a land under the Uro. Red, blue. Cool. I get this fetch land, put Uro in my hand, and end it. Okay, they didn't follow up immediately with another threat. There's Uro. I think I'm going to put in Caracas, just in case they get any ideas about casting Swords of Plowshares. Uro just happened, unless they're setting up an Entreat here. Oh, right, Wandering Emperor. That's a card we knew about. Sure. Taking a 3-3. Caracas. What a bummer. I wish I had Wasteland to fight over this. I think I'm going to grab Pyroblast here. Oh, I don't have double green. I actually need to get a green source. Never mind. I'm not going to Mystic Sanctuary, because I cannot. Not allowed. Strictly illegal. Wasteland, take out your Caracas. Fetch. Get Savannah. Blue, blue, green, green. I'm leaving Wasteland and Expressive Iteration in the graveyard. Counterspell. Actual counterspell. Yep, Got it. Brainstorm. Found a fetch land, which turns on their multiple Mystic Sanctuaries. Fetch land is good here. That gives me more value off this loam. I'm gonna get Tropical Island so I can still Endurance. And let's hope to stuff a Mystic Sanctuary with Endurance in the end step, and then have a big blocker in the way of their creatures. This is how I'm drawing it up. No payment. Okay, they buff the second one. Rather than making 1/4/4, they have 2 3/3s. I like that version better. Endurance. Target my opponent. Block. Blocking the one without first strike. In case that matters. Like lightning bolt or something. Looking like prismatic ending the way they're tapping mana. Yep, sure. I'm definitely dredging loam. Trying to get Uro going here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fetch. Fetching is better. I milled over a wasteland. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bummer. Yeah, I gotta lose the EI to do this. I think moving forward with Uro is important. We're in there. I'm gonna put in wasteland. And I don't think I'm gonna use the wasteland. And I could wasteland and then also cast loam right now. That actually sounds pretty good. This is at worst one less angel off Entreat. And I could take them off red over multiple turn cycles. I have the loam going, so I'm not worried about Caracas. Mentor, I could lose this race. Only one card in their hand, though. Making a creature. Okay, let's get to work here. Not dredging loam. I need some spells. Ponder. These are certainly spells. And let's go for the Minsc and Boo. Probably supposed to plow first. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, I should have plowed the Mentor first. Now it doesn't matter. Like, 1 extra life is not going to change this game. And there's a Pyroblast on top of my deck that I could have just, you know, done that. Attack Wandering Emperor. Yeah, I fucked this turn all the way up. And my plan was to plow the Mentor and hold up Pyroblast, but I should have held up Pyroblast, resolve Minsc and Boo, and then I get to plow Mentor anyway. I also intended to put in Wasteland and take them off red, which my brain just didn't do. Man, I'm playing bad. Hey, we did it. Cool. They packed it up. I appreciate saving us all the time of having to grind through this. GG's. On to the next round. You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the new YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7-Factor Software and Magic player, Jeremy Duvall. 7-Factor's small teams of high-performing engineers build custom mobile apps, APIs, and highly scalable systems for Fortune 500 companies and ambitious startups with great ideas. If you'd like to hire 7-Factor, or maybe join their team, contact them through their website at 7factor.io. And don't forget to subscribe to 7-Factor's YouTube for every episode of Dev Better. On the draw in round 3 with a distressingly clunky hand, if one of these Minsc and Boos was just a land or cantrip, I'm in on this. I think I'm still in on it, it's just worse. I'm going to keep it. I have Plow and Endurance, which cover a lot of matchups and the way I want to interact in them. I have 2 lands. I have a high land count that can get me to Narset. Okay, Delver it is. Good news is, Endurance and Swords of Plowshares are 2 of the best cards in the Delver matchup. Bad news is, Narset, Minsc and Boo are all cards that are likely to be boarded out because of how bad they are. I've been bobbled. Is it a land? I mean, it's a land. Swords of Plowshares, okay. Not a land, but it's a card I'm happy to see. Second Channeler. I'm going to plow the first one. I just played into Wasteland. I should have waited. What my brain was telling me was get rid of the first one before they surveil twice and get a ton of advantage, but this just plays right into Wasteland. I knew I was playing into Daze, but the Wasteland angle of it is really shitty. Ugh. Maximum punished. Hopefully this can serve as a cautionary tale. If I just wait, then they can't Daze that. They get a little extra value off the surveils, but also who cares? Oh my god. Time to flip Terminus. Come on, deck. Oh wow, this is not traditional Delver. Okay. Ledger Shredder in the deck. There goes a Force of Will. And there goes an island. Just maximum chuck into the graveyard. They've achieved Delirium. How about flipping Terminus right now? Wasteland. This is not where I want to be in the world. Also, it seems so anemic to just plow one of these multiple 3/3s. Yeah, they saw Minsc and Boo off their bobble, by the way. I had to check the chat log to determine that. A Ponder that just sees almost twice as many cards as a Ponder is supposed to see. Channeler. Well, they're keeping cards on top. Not a Wasteland. I'll take that. Reminisce. Okay, I mean, I can cast Endurance. Blown out by Daze, blown out by Force. Tropical Island or Savannah? I think it's drop. I have a double white card in my hand. Or a double blue card. Okay, Endurance is just going to resolve, and then we block, and then we take over and stabilize. Right? What could go wrong? Well, the Endurance did resolve. Even if they have Unholy Heat here, I'm still taking a ton of damage off the board. Okay, reset your Delirium. I'll take 2 instead of 6. Ponder versus Narset versus Minsc and Boo. I will start with Ponder. Versus Plowshares and Uro. Can't do both of these things, but I think getting the Uro in the mix is worth doing. Do not shuffle. Play Uro, which puts in the Tundra. I'm drawing Plow next turn. Okay, here we go. Time to stabilize and turn it around. They did not surveil last turn, or they didn't put the card in the graveyard, and then they did shuffle away the card before they drew it. So they either changed their mind, or they just didn't want to dump information into my Endurance that was clearing the graveyard anyway. Both of which are reasonable takes. Straight back to Delirium. 4 cards, 4 different types. Just good deck building. And here's more types coming. I'm dead to Lightning Bolt either way. Having Uro in play is better than removing a Channeler. Okay, yeah, we're dead. Alright, so playing around Daze early on might have actually won me that game, because Uro was starting to pull ahead, and the 2 Dragon's Rage Channelers, if it was only 1. Yeah, I think I just got antsy, broke all my own rules, and lost the game as a result. There's a pretty clean sideboard map for these, is it Delver-esque matchups. It's just Minsc and Boo Force of Will, Dress Down out, all 6 Blast, Carpet, and Endurance in. We're just playing fair, not offering any 2-for-1s, not letting them bolt a 4-drop. I don't like this 1-lander, but I am going to keep it. I got tons of cantrips. Figure it out. I hate fetching basic in this deck, so I won't. In like the give and take here is, oh my god, what if they wasteland you? But it's like, what if I fetch basic island and then can't cast my spells, and they can also just wasteland my second land? Just pass the turn. I'm gonna Ponder again. No Mystic Sanctuaries on top of my deck. I would like a different land than that one. And we found Scalding Tarn. Look at this. Keeping 1-landers. No sweat. I gotta watch out for Maddening Hex and Price of Progress as things worth blasting. Oh, you're a Saga deck. My god. I boarded out my Dress Down. This comes as a complete surprise, and good chance I lose to it, honestly. There are Wastelands in my deck. I can brainstorm taking a look for them. EI, Mystic Sanctuary. I don't want Sanctuary. I'm gonna need this ending now. I'm gonna slide this brainstorm on top, and then next turn I can EI into Sanctuary if I don't shuffle. Basic Mountain, Basic Island. Yeah, like Price of Progress, back to basics. There's a lot of things that are live right now, none of which I like. If they fight over EI, oh right, I had to shuffle. I don't get Mystic Sanctuary here. If they fight over EI, then they don't get a construct. It's fine with me. If I miss my land here, I'm in a lot of trouble though. Oh wow, that's bad. Carpet to hand. Uro on the bottom. Exile Pyroblast. Is that how we do this? Which card would I rather have in my deck? I'd rather have Uro in my deck. Brainstorm, let's find me a land. Okay. Dodged that Cruel Fate at least. I think I'm just going to put back 2 lands. Or no, I'm going to put back Taiga and Misty. Play the Tundra. And accept the losses on Pyroblast and not let my Carpet get dazed. I'm going to plow this right now, because if they daze now, they don't get a second construct. If they daze on their own turn, they can protect. Okay. I'm all in. They made their construct. They could tutor for graveyard hate. That would be annoying. Right, just a bauble. Deal. Another saga right away. Life is hard sometimes. Let's try a Carpet of Flowers. This isn't even great. It's just 1 mana. I'm going to make green off of this. And then I'm going to brainstorm. And probably just main phase and endurance. I want Taiga here. Cast endurance. Well, endurance you. And I'm actually behind and struggling hard here. The Urza Saga just totally flipped the dynamic of this matchup. This exact same board state, but not Urza Saga. Like if this was just Delver and I'm sitting with endurance in play, ending Hydroblast in hand, I'm very happy with that setup. This way, where they're just about to make a second creature and everything, I actually am very worried about this setup. Especially in this world where they can just make more constructs and they're going to be bigger. I have to just control that because I don't want to take 1,000,000 next turn. And am I going to block the 4/4? I'm not, so I should just attack with the 3/4. And I'm going to Mystic Sanctuary up EI next turn and hope to find something. Alright, it's not even a 4/4, it's a 5/5. I wasn't blocking it either way. And my opponent still has 7 cards in hand. They've barely cast a spell this game, and they're just hammering me. And I don't even really have good outs to it. Mystic Sanctuary, pick up EI, and let's try to make something happen. I am not going to use Carpet yet, because if they use their... they fetch and try to fight over this, then I might get more mana in the second main. I can Hydroblast a Pyroblast here. And I will. Of course I will. Yeah, my Force of Vigors, Meltdowns, Dress Downs, all on the sideboard. Just didn't even see this half of the deck in game 1. And we are getting pummeled by it. Force pitching Hydroblast. That was the wrong target. Okay. EI. Back on the stack. I can EI again. I can plow. I can play a second endurance. If I plow and second endurance, that's actually... I haven't made a land drop yet. Okay, I'm going to put EI in my hand. Endurance on the bottom. Exile plow. And then second main. Carpet triggers. I'm going to make 2 white. Plays around days and lets me cast the plow. And if I draw any other white card off of this, like so. Okay. Put plow in my hand. Misty Rainforest on the bottom. Exile Wasteland. Play Wasteland. Cast Swords to Plowshares. Remember when I waited till the second main to trigger my carpet? This is why. This is how we do it. I can pay for days here. I can waste the next Urza Saga, and now feeling good. Also, if they had just forced the EI instead of the Hydroblast on top of the EI, I would have lost that fight, because I can't Hydroblast Force of Will. They're just going to be cashing in their baubles here, drawing 1,000,000. And now we're back into the, like, price of progress kills me. Back to basics can X me out. Problem, phase of the game. Blood Moon's a nightmare. And they have 8 cards in their hand. They could just Murktide Regent now, and I spent all that for working through the sagas. I have an Unholy Heat to stabilize. They are delirious. And now I'm all the way empty. Just Murktide Regent with the follow-up, 6 cards still in hand. Oh, when Modern Horizons 2 came out, Saga Van, that was just a Ragavan Saga, Urza Saga, Is It mid-range deck, was near the top of the metagame, and haven't seen it in a while, but opponent's doing it. There's an opportunity to meme here, but I'm not going to do it. I'll wait till next turn, and when I'm actually dead. I could cast Prismatic Ending for 7, and then it doesn't actually exile Murktide, because it's not how Converge works, but if I'm dead on board, I'll go for it. Progressive Iteration, you got it. Yeah, I found a Scalding Tarn, cracked immediately for, what is this, Murktide number 2? Counterbalance. Good luck with that. I'm casting an 8-drop on my turn. Narset, man, I gotta play this game for real. Alright, I'm gonna make a bunch of blue with Narset. Or for Narset. Then I'll cast her. Unlikely to reveal a 3-drop. I imagine there's not many in the list. They could brainstorm and set one up. Fire Blast is pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm a mana short of even targeting that. Okay. Even the meme screenshot is dead. GG. On to the next one. That was a great hiding the information that they're a Saga deck in game 1 and then just bashing me with it in game 2. Good shit. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. On the draw for round 4. I like this hand. I'm in. It makes land drops and plays some cards. An island go. Great choice of island. The Mirage Tropical Beach Island. That's the one I used before I invested in betas. Ponder. I'm gonna tuck this Wasteland. Don't know how many of those I'm actually gonna need. More EIs are welcome. Oh. Looks like it might be a Wasteland matchup after all. Esper something or other. Whether this is Esper Vial or just some kind of Esper control deck, I don't know. But I know that the mana in those decks is kind of bad. And I don't often get chances to just blast off Wastelands. At least not when it's correct to do so. And all these lands come in. Baleful Strix isn't that much of a clock. I think I take one of these lands and then shuffle away the other 2 cards. I want to make sure I get up to Minsc and Boo and my EIs. But I don't want to flood out. Fetch for just some other blue source, probably Trop. And get the first EI on the stack. And look at this, they haven't cracked their fetch land or made a land drop. If this deck is what I think it is, it's built around 3 drops and needs all its colors, force pitching force, that's fine. I'm not going to fight over that. Got more where that came from. As promised, here's another EI. Terminus, LOL. Okay, I'm going to put Terminus in my hand, land on the bottom, exile Brainstorm. Still have a land drop this turn. We get Tundra and cast this Brainstorm. I'll put back Terminus and land. Just putting that Terminus back in my deck, where I can find it later. Back to fetch, got a basic. We're just on Snapcaster beats. Sure. Burrow's getting to work next turn and invalidates what they're doing here all by itself. That means I want to shuffle away the Terminus because I don't actually want it. Green, blue, another color. Burrow, messing stuff up for my opponent here. A Wasteland, let them know they're on notice. Your next land's not going to be good either. Burrow backed by double force here. We're in business. I don't even think I want a Swords to Plowshares, it's just not important. End step, I'm going to Mystic Sanctuary and EI. The hits come in. Also gives me more blue cards for these forces in my hand. Blue, green, green, blue. In we go. And? Oh yeah, Caracas put that right into play. And we're chilling. Urro's in play. Couple Strix, I don't care. It's going to be a slog, but I'm not that worried about it. I kind of hope they attack with the other Strix. No such luck. I'm going to start plowing the Strixes, because if I can get this game over with quickly. It's not how I normally play, but like I said, I'm trying to get to Thanksgiving here. Red, green, colorless, colorless. Minsc and Boo. Force of Will. How about Force of Will? I see your Force of Will, and also cast Force of Will. Yeah, I'm just gonna ham up here and get in. I could have thrown the hamster at Baleful Strix to let Urro get rowdier, but I think I'm gonna win this game either way. And just redeploy Urro immediately. Yeah, definitely. Oh no, I tapped out of green. Or I don't have enough green. And I just played my land, so I can't EI. Okay, whatever. Pass the turn. That was awkward. Ponder, go for it. Flooded Strand. That can get basic planes if they have one, and if that is where this game is going. Putting the pressure on my hamster. Or my hamster maker. I can Force of Will a removal spell here. Gas up the hand boy. Leaving up blue, blue, green, green for Uro. Check for 7. When it's at 5, I'll play around Daze and get this Uro in. Here's Uro, he's back. And opponent is dead to Boo, dead to Uro, and dead to a Minsc activation. And they agreed that was too much. That was a good wasteland. Okay, well, some sort of Esper something or other. We saw Snapcaster Mage and Baleful Strixes and basically nothing else. Could be a dress down matchup. If they are proper Esper Vial, then dress down is great. I don't think this is going to be a Force of Will matchup. I have Pyroblast for a back to basics kind of thing. Permanent seems like it could have some text. I'm going to shave one of the Endurances. Oh, no, they're a Snapcaster deck. Yeah, like 3-4 body isn't enough, but even just one piece of additional layering, which Snapcaster Mage provides, like one extra thing that Endurance does for the matchup, I'm interested. If they're a deck full of creatures, Narsa, just kind of sus. Their creatures are all Snapcaster and Baleful Strix, Prismatic Endings kind of sus. But so is Swords to Plowshares in that world. I'm actually going to cut a Plow until they show me something different. Might seem crazy against a creature matchup, but I'm bringing in a ton of creature removal. Keep this hand. It's great. Land go from both of us. Flooded Strand mirror match. See if they go straight for basics this time. Have they learned? It looks like it. Good job. A little Baleful Strix. Life from the Loam. Okay. I could get that going immediately, or I could cast Brainstorm. I don't really need to get Loam going immediately. I would basically just be trading Loam for a land in my hand, and I already have a land in my hand. This is what Kozilek's Return is for. Normally, I'd be really worried about this card advantage stacking up, but I'll catch up to it. Let's clear all the jerks at once. Volcanic Island, Brainstorm. Lots of good stuff here. I can put back the Scalding Tarn and or Pyroblast, and then I'll draw Pyroblast and shuffle away the Tarn. Draw Pyroblast, fetch for Savannah. That gives me green and white. That provides all my colors. And I can Endurance this turn, and then Loam with protection next turn. They can have Brainstorm. I'm not going to Pyroblast that. Got all their basics lined up. I'm at 15. End of turn, Endurance. Just going to put something on the board here. See how they react to it. Get rid of the Brainstorm in your graveyard and all those fetch lands that you probably don't want to draw later. Drew a land. Does that change anything? Does that make me want to EI instead of Loam? I think I still want a Loam. Load it up to the 7 cards in hand. Land drop set for a while. Allowing my Endurance, sure. Undoing all the work the Strixes have done. That's a deal. 2 damage coming through. Oh, am I getting ninjutsu'd? Oh my god. Congratulations, that rules. Okay, I'm gonna plow ninja or Yuriko. This I'm excited about. Plow Yuriko. Now I'm extra glad I brought in the Kozilek's Returns. There was kind of a pause last turn in combat where I was gonna joke, are they a ninja deck? Turns out it's not a joke. We're very serious that it's a ninja deck. Red, blue, EI. Good cards all around. Brainstorm in my hand, Prismatic Ending on the bottom, exile Uro. Then play Tundra and cast Uro. Uro puts in Taiga. Finding the Wasteland is kind of cool, I guess, but not really important to waste my opponent right now. Playing my Uro. That's annoying. Okay. You see what I'm cooking with over here. I have 3 Minsc and Boo, 1 Endurance left in my deck to win the game with. That's plenty. Snapcaster Mage. Okay. Do I care about any of these things getting surgical? Oh, they could surgical Brainstorm, and it takes 2 of them out of my hand. Yeah, that's pretty fucking good. Alright, yeah, I should have countered that. Just didn't think about it for long enough. When I tell you my brain is not in a good place right now, I'm not lying. But we're still doing well in the league. Either my autopilot is enough, or this deck is just so good it doesn't matter. Mystic Sanctuary is live here. Pick up EI. See how many surgicals they're playing. I'm going to Kozilek's Return. Saw this, they know it's here. I'm going to Pyroblast the Strix on the way down too. Remember that time I just let Surgical Extraction resolve to get me with a Hymn to Turok? Yikes. Plague Engineer, okay. Oh, if you name Hamster, then I have to kill this thing. I get it. Cool play. Mystic Sanctuary, get back my EI. Red, blue, let's go. I want Dress Down in my hand. Pyroblast, or Red Blast on the bottom. Exile Prismatic Ending. Wasteland. I'm gonna waste your Tundra. Go to combat to burn off the mana. Second main, Prismatic Ending. White, green, blue. Prismatic, or Plague Engineer is gone. Pyroblast this Baleful Strix. The 2-for-1 Ninja Enabler. That's everything their deck's trying to do. Oh, they sandbag something on me. It's a Minsc. That's fun. Cool. Minsc getting 2 things next turn. Pretty fucked up. Go land. Didn't want that. They can flashback Wreck here. And get Snapcaster Mage and their other things. I'm just going to kill this. I don't want to have to fight over Yuriko, then they replay the Strix also. Oh, alright. Might not get a choice. Sure. Is there a ninja left in your hand? God, they're tapping 4. It's Fallen Shinobi, not just any ninja. I'm not about to get Fallen Shinobi'd. Press down. Don't dredge loam. Alright, Swords of Plowshares. Guess I'll just plow this thing. I don't want to take 5 from it either. Wish that happened in the other order. Endurance would be a great draw, clearing the Savine's Wreck. Brachus. That at least answers Yuriko, but my shields are down. They can go completely insane with Savine's Wreck this turn. Okay. Didn't make the move on Savine's Wreck. Still casting cards from their hand. Like that. Still not dredging loam. God. Don't dredge loam. Draw a land. And without Uro in the deck, there is just a lot more air. Surgical is pretty potent here. Yeah, dredging loam means I'm not hitting Uros either. So there's no, like, dredge for a threat kind of plays available. Narset, what the shit? There are rules of engagement here, and you're breaking them. Ninja's supposed to be low to the ground, without a lot of follow through if they ever get stuck behind, and you're grinding with Savine's Wreck and Narset. Outrageous. Their deck is awesome. I'm just memeing. Now I'm going to draw Ponder immediately after they have Narset. Blue Blast in hand. The first Minsc and Boo is answered. Oh, so's the next one. Dramatic Ending. Okay. White, green, blue. At least take out Narset. And now I'll need to dredge loam, resolve loam, pick up my Wasteland, clear the Caracas, and all of that before Minsc and Boo can go on the stack, which is my only way to win the game. Ashiok Game Ender. Alright. I'm convinced. Yeah. Can't win. They're going to clear my graveyard. That's the loam. That's the Wasteland. Can't get through the Caracas. Okay, do I want all these endurances then? Knowing that they're on the wipe out all of your everything plan. Press down is fine, but I think plow's better now that I know what they're up to. Ending might be actually worse than dress down. Because I do want the ability to interact with surprise creatures in combat. Need to remove Narset too, but a lot of creature removal in the deck. Eat my hand. Yeah, that Snapcaster Mage just knocking out all the brainstorms was GG. Just sitting here drawing nothing for the rest of the game when I had the chance to sculpt perfectly forever. Okay, that's a pretty good setup. Land, Ponder, Caracas, and a bunch more lands. Caracas does control Yuriko extremely well. If they have back to basics, they're just going to get me. I don't know what to tell you. Fetch in the upkeep. Don't want these cards. I get Tropical Island. And then iterate expressively. Red Blast to my hand, Ponder on the bottom, exile the land. And send it. There's an aggressive Red Blast here, but all their threats are blue too. I'm going to save it for that. They fetched Tundra, or no, that just came straight from hand. Trying to predict if I should be worried about back to basics. Word of Cunning, also in the same sort of ballpark. I'm going to fight over Narset. Not a card I want to play against. Red Blast Narset. We're in there. How do you feel about my Narset? Narset of my own. Activator. Card advantage. Flex Swords of Plowshares. I just want more cards forever. It does put Expressive Iteration face up when we know they have Surgical Extraction, so they could, like, Thoughtseize me with an extraction right now. Yeah, that's fun. Okay. Got that Graveyard Hate action. And they have a Caracas in play, so I need to Wasteland before I can do Uro stuff. Exile some cards, whatever. Wait, Narset. Brainstorm and Dress Down. I think I want Brainstorm more. And then I'm going to start with Brainstorm. A lot of cards in my hand that aren't very good. Let's change that. Back Savannah and Fetch Land. I can EI now, and I know I'm hitting a land at least. Or I could shuffle and try to find some spells. I can play Endurance and back it by Pyroblast and pressure Kaya this turn. That sounds like a good way to go. Save my EIs for the future. Out some stuff. Fiend's Wreck on Narset would be super annoying. That makes the way they tap mana and then change their mind makes me think they have something like Prismatic Ending. We got Savannah here. Jam Endurance. Please hardcast Force of Will. Just give me that big 5 mana interaction. I'm targeting them. We've seen Snapcaster and Savine's Wreck. Don't want either of that to happen. Swords of Plowshare is okay. Kozilek's Return. Red, blue. Okay. Narset in hand. Press down on the bottom. Exile Tropical Island. Tropical Island. And yeah, again, I could play the second Narset. That helps me out of Pyroblast, though. I could Brainstorm. I could also just pass the turn. Don't like passing here. I think it's the best play. Aya continues her relentless chomping of my graveyard. It's good for a blast for a 7 next turn if they want to do that. I'm going to end step Brainstorm here, which I don't really like. I'm just so flush with cards and can't use my graveyard as a resource. Revealed Terminus, that's funny. Okay. There is the Wasteland that we've been waiting for. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't quite get where I want to go. All that. What I can do is Wasteland the Caracas, play Life from the Loam. I'm a mana short of doing what I want to do with the Uro. I can also just ignore Wasteland. That looks like a good time to play the backup Narset. Just trying to get my graveyard flush and 7 mana accessible to me to punch Uro through. Only one of it's allowed to be colorless though, and the Caracas is already there, so loaming up the Wasteland isn't that helpful, but now it is. Now that I have Minsc and Boo, that's a different kind of thing. I'm gonna pick up the Wasteland now. That gets me Minsc and Boo next turn. And I already have Minsc and Boo, but hitting land drops is good. They're surgicling my Wasteland in response to me picking up the Wasteland. Okay. That's genuinely whatever. Unless they have a second Caracas or a way to recur the first one, that's not a big deal. Kaya ate 2 cards. A fetch land off the top gets me Uro here. So I'm just going to Minsc and Boo. I found Prismatic Ending. I could take a turn investing in clearing Kaya and stuff. Red, blue. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Let's hit some land drops and move this game forward. Endurance in my hand or Brainstorm? Yeah, it's Brainstorm. Then Endurance on the bottom. Exile Scalding Tarn. Play Scalding Tarn. Prismatic Ending, clear the Kaya. Green, white, blue. Doing all this with Pyroblast protection. I can fetch and cast Swords to Plowshares if I need to. Skill Dispute. They know I have Pyroblast. Still gonna do it. And we're free of Kaya's deadly clutches. Mystic Sanctuary can pick up EI now. And I can Uro. Oh no, is this Ashiok? God damn it. Oh, I'm gonna fetch in response. They won't get another chance. And I'll get this Mystic Sanctuary. Like we said. Pick up the EI. Uro just became not really an option. Minsc and Boo can hopefully clear the Ashiok though. Knocked a bunch of shit out of my deck. And moment of truth. Minsc and Boo. Are we getting in there? Make a hamster. Make it big. Attack Ashiok. Okay, Ashiok's gone. We are in the clear. I think, based on all of this just working, that they're kind of squeezed under Narset and their hand's probably not great. Ending my Narset. That is consistent with the theory that I have. Okay, Narset is ended. Free the brainstorms. The brainstorm. Okay, I have a plan. I'm going to end step Endurance, attack my opponent for 10, then play my other Minsc and Boo and throw my hamster for 7. This doesn't work against Swords to Plowshares, but whatever. Here comes the Endurance part of this. And I don't really want to endure them and put Karakas back in their deck, but also Snapcaster Mage is a tool that they have. Let's do it. Guess up my hamster. Let's go. Come on. Nobody lets me have any fun. Swords to Plowshares. There's nothing in my deck that can counter that. So it's just gone. I'm gonna brainstorm. Terminus, Plow. None of that's great. I can play the other Minsc and Boo and keep the pressure up here. Actually kind of into that. Yeah, I'm just gonna get a fresh Boo and keep the beats coming. Didn't get the combo kill I was looking for this turn, but you're still taking a lot of damage. Fucking hell, really? I did that, but I mean, drawing it, give me a break. Now we're probably gonna lose. This was a great 2 cards in hand. Brainstorm. I heard Narset found Brainstorm, so the party just keeps going. Keep it coming, why stop now? I do have a line though. I attack with my 2 creatures, they bounce Boo, and then second main, I dress down, cast Uro, and minus Minsc and Boo. Okay, go to combat. Attack my opponent's life points directly. I'm just going in here. Bouncing the hamster, you got it. Let's see if my big scam's gonna work. Dress down. Don't get to draw a card. Uro. Uro's in play now. What did you draw off of your brainstorm? Minusing Minsc and Boo. Oh my god. We did it, Reddit. Oh, that was a slog. Really awesome deck. On to the next one. My brain is mush. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. I'm on the draw in round 5. This hand is not keepable. Send it. And I'll keep this one and put the Brainstorm away. I like Brainstorm later in the game, and I like Ponder and EI earlier. Well, I like EI all the time, anytime you can cast it. Allosaurus Shep. Okay. Doing this, huh? But I have Prismatic Ending in my hand. Oh, it's a Spirit Guide version. Just blazing. Gonna get Savannah with this. That just gets all my colors covered. It doesn't ponder elegantly next turn. Maybe this should have been Tundra, just planning for EI 2 turns out. Yeah, now EI is delayed by several turns. Okay, I probably fetched wrong. Elvish Visionary. Okay, this is not Cradle Control. This is actual elves. But they have adopted the Simian Spirit Guide speed technology from Cradle Control. Damn. I don't want this creature in play. But I don't want to force it either. Terminus. I'm going to ponder and hopefully see Terminus in my top 3 cards. None of the above. I'm going to shuffle this. Uro, tough. Yeah, I would, if I had just fetched Tundra, I would be able to Expressive Iteration next turn and not really be that worried here. Currently, I am worried. Attacking with 2 creatures, leaving back Reclaimer. Reclaimer can get Cradle and unlock them for next turn. Or now. That works too. Playing around Aven Mind Sensor. Respectable. Cradle is in play. Endurance. Ponder, I need you now. Okay. This gives me EI next turn. Okay, don't love any of this, but this is where I am. I do still have Force of Will. Uro's not great, because there's usually a Bajuka Bog in the Reclaimer package. Please jam Natural Order. Oh, this is a Zenith. I gotta force this. I'm gonna pitch Uro. I'm just not ready for Uro with this Reclaimer. Threatening Graveyard Hate. And for a crunch of damage, 3/4 creature is active. Oh, changed their mind. Oh, they're worried about Ice Fang Waddle. Nobody plays that. Here's Life from the Loam. Could Loam to guarantee a land drop, or I could EI and try to win the game. I'm gonna EI. Okay, not totally punished here. Second EI in hand. Endurance on the bottom. Exile Prismatic Ending. I can end the Reclaimer. That could have been worse. Also could have been better. They're just going to natural order here. Oh, nope, it's a Zenith again. Okay. Grist and chew me up. Slow and steady. Yep. Get the land for Minsc and Boo right now. I can put a real hurt on Grist. Alright, untapped land right now. Let's go. Time to Expressive Iteration again. Cool. Misty Rainforest to my hand. Narset to the bottom. Exile Swords to Plowshares. Play my land. Play Swords to Plowshares on Llanowar Elf. I found the land for Minsc and Boo. They could just natural order here. The Grist is creating a lot of material to go off with. Yep, we're dead. Oh, interesting. Wow. Oh, the hoof must be in their hand. I mean, that was a lethal. Yeah, 5, 6, 7 plus another. Yeah, that hoof was super lethal. They must not have it. Dramatic Ending. If I take out Grist here, I fetch and take out Grist. Fetch, yes. All right, fetch. Get Tundra. Life from the Loam. 3, 4, 5. I'll be at 7 when all this is over. Okay, doing my best. Taiga. White, blue, green. Clearing Grist. 3, 4, 5 damage in play. I'll be at 3 on the other side of this. They have 3, 4 mana. Flamer. 4 mana in the pool from Cradle. Another natural order. Okay. And it sacked one of the creatures that can attack. They are clearly not going for a win this turn. Went for Fiend Artisan, who is just a 2/2. Come on, Terminus for the win. Terminus for the win. Not Terminus. I can Narset and Endurance here. Endurance can block. Oh, even if Endurance makes all this stuff smaller, not enough to win the game. What do I need to do right now? Did Endurance block go to 1, not crack my fetch next turn? Use Minsc and Boo to do stuff. But Fiend Artisan is scary. I feel like I'm 1 life point short of doing anything that I want to do here. I'm going to start by playing Narset. Activate her. I hope to show Swords to Plowshares here. Okay, cool. I found Swords to Plowshares. Now, the goal here is to trick them into sending anything towards Narset, and then I can play Endurance and get good interaction in combat. Yeah, they mess around with Reclaimer, Fiend Artisan, other than just turning their creatures sideways. I have a real chance here. Or if they dedicate any resources to Narset, you have 4, 5 mana, still not able to cast the hoof. This is one of the nightmare matchups, by the way. Didn't fall for any of my tricks. Now, if I I have to Swords to Plowshares, the Reclaimer, or no. I have to Swords to Plowshares, Endurance, and then pitch my own Endurance. And then I go to 1, and I get to untap 1 more time and activate Narset. Okay, there it is. And if they have an Endurance, they can pitch and just put a creature in the card for Fiend Artisan. That also works. Can't crack my fetch land. Once again, Terminus. Come on, Terminus. Collector Roof, sure. Come on, Terminus. Come on, Terminus. Off the top. Ponder. Shit. Okay. Activate Narset. Brainstorm and Ponder. Okay. If Ponder finds the Terminus, I can Brainstorm into it. Ponder. Gotta shuffle this one. Force of Will. Okay. The only hope here is to Brainstorm and spike the Terminus on their turn. I'm gonna Brainstorm right now. Oh, it was the second card. Cursed existence. Okay. Got me. Fuck you, Terminus. Kozilek's Return's coming in. Dress Down is coming in. And I think that's it. Endurance is optional because they do use their graveyard between the Fiend Artisan and the Elvish Reclaimer. What's not so good here? Force of Will I don't love in large quantities, but I do want some number of because they are a natural order deck. This is one of the worst matchups, if I haven't made that clear yet, which is why I played 2 Kozilek's Returns at Buffalo Chicken. I'm actually going to cut a Narset. That effect isn't super important. This version does have Elvish Visionary in it, which the full Cradle Control deck does not. I'm going to keep this hand with 2 removal spells and a Brainstorm. White Source, go. Another removal spell. They fetch Dryad Arbor here. I'm coming for their whole family. They didn't do it. Good call. Remember when these lands were spoiled, these basics? Everyone was like, oh my god, these are the best basics that there ever have been. I found that the borderless is weird. I just don't even like how it looks. It doesn't look like a Magic card. I don't know. I got a ton of them. I opened like multiple boxes of that set. I will admit to that. I don't need Dress Down yet, and I don't want Mystic Sanctuary for quite a while. Unfortunately, there is not a plateau in the deck, which is what I would need to remove this elf and cast Expressive Iteration. I'll just get a Tundra. And I'm going to Prismatic Ending this thing, not towards the Plowshare it. Plow just gives you more play as the game goes on. Only 1 white source among my lands. Tough beats. They could get a Dryad Arbor in on me now if they wanted to. Didn't do it. Good news. Wirewood Symbiote. Okay. Anywhere else. You got it. I'm going to start with EI. Minsc and Boo into my hand and win this game very quickly starting next turn. And then Prismatic Ending the Wirewood Symbiote. And I'm going to end the Llanowar Elf as well. And I'm going to do it off Savannah just in case I get choked. I have 2 lands that are going to untap. Generally keeping the creature deck free of non-land permanents for this long is a good start. I hope it plays out that way. Well, they snuck a choke in on me. I have many non-island lands I can play though. Yeah, using that Prismatic Ending on the elf last turn was an investment in them not doing anything busted, but it also was my answer to choke. It's a series of disappointing life choices here. Oh, there's more. Endurance, okay. Alright, well, I'm going to plow the Reclaimer and then cast Minsc and Boo and have a 4/4 in front of their board. Hacking fearlessly into my Endurance that I don't have. Good call. Plow Reclaimer. Minsc and Boo. If they hadn't played Endurance, I would just minus and kill the Llanowar Elf. But now I have to put this 4/4 up. And next turn, my plan is to attack and then throw the 4/4 at Endurance. And Minsc and Boo will still have enough loyalty to survive 1 attack, and I'll draw 4 cards. Now they have 2 creatures in play, which makes that plan a lot worse. I could just make a 7/7 trample and try to go coast to coast with it. How about, oh, another white removal spell. I've drawn a lot of them, but I don't ask for much. Blooded Strand can get... Okay, I have a plan. I'm going to attack for 4. See what they do. If they double block, I'll just trade with Endurance, and Minsc and Boo stays at 5 loyalty for next turn. Okay, check this out. We're going to get Mystic Sanctuary. There are 3 islands in play. They're just tapped. I'm going to put Swords of Plowshares on top of my deck. Yes. I'm going to minus Minsc and Boo. Kill the Endurance. And I draw 4 cards. One of them is Swords to Plowshares, which is enough to protect my... Oh my god. What a Kozilek's Return for your face. Okay. These removal spells should be enough to protect the board, and then I untap and refire my 4/4 next turn. Reclaimer is not big enough. I love this pre-combat Reclaimer. Feed me. I'll just randomly kill 2 creatures instead of 1. Oh, wow. Not even interested in Wirewood Symbiote? Okay. Alright, I don't know if they're just on tilt or clicking through phases or what, but feeling good about this game all of a sudden. I'm up. And I don't care about Cradle because I don't have any creatures. I'm going to take them off Bayou. Yeah! Minsc and Boo. Right, now we've seen Choke. Not every build has it, but this one does. I could play a Force of Vigor just out of respect. Also left in all my Prismatic Endings and 2 Force of Wills, and we've shown that I can play the game without islands. So I would rather not. And I'm going to switch Narset for Force of Vigor. Just have one clean out to that thing somewhere floating around. Ugh. I love the white removal, hate the lack of blue. I like that we're out to Choke. I'm going to keep this. Just one fetch land and this hand is in business, or blue source. And give me a target for ending. Okay, the sweat is real. They're just playing draw go with me. I hope I am able to return the favor. Oh no! Punished. And yeah, they just haven't given me a target for these endings either. Yeah, this hand is just falling apart. Bummer. All the potential in the world. I'm gonna discard Dress Down. That's just the most awkward card in my hand right now. I have played around Choke though, by not playing any islands. Very smart. Okay, let's draw land. Easy. Were you worried? I wasn't. Do I care about Volcanic Island in this matchup, or do I just want to get Trop going? I want Minsc and Boo eventually. Alright, I will get Volcanic Island. That just gets all my colors online. Ponder finds a bunch more lands, and Kozilek's Return. Well, one more land, and Kozilek's Return. I will put this land in my hand and pass the turn. Yeah, there was kind of a weird double failure there, where my opponent... I kept the hand on the strength of multiple one-mana removal spells, and they've cast nothing for me to remove. But on the flip side, because they cast nothing for me to remove, they just haven't done anything. I have to read this as Endurance. Here's my other Ponder. Another land and Kozilek's Return. Good stuff. I'll put the land in my hand, and I'm going to prismatically end this land whirl. There's probably some Ancient Universe where I'm supposed to just relax and let Kozilek's Return sweep up everything. But I don't want to give them any material to easily natural order. Opposition Agent, what the shit? I mean, I can remove this creature, so I will save my force for something scarier. Yeah, Oppo just gets hit by the Kozilek's Return along with everything else. I'm just going to pass here. Give them an opportunity to play some more creatures. I'm going to take the hit from Opposition Agent. Oh, they didn't even attack with it. Sure. Yeah, put some more creatures into play. You got any more? Got any more? That'll do. I was internally debating if I wanted to Kozilek's Return just Oppo, but now that you gave me literally anything to go with it, let's go. If they can crop rotate and put a land in their graveyard somehow, they can save the Reclaimer. Ooh, they do actually have crop rotation. Cool. Alright, good play. I'm not going to counter crop rotation. Alright, well, we cleared that out. I need a wasteland in my life right now. Pretty happy with a Terminus in my life, though. I'm going to put back Terminus and Force of Vigor. Medic ending the creature. And my land and pass. Terminus is 2 cards down right now. I can draw Force of Vigor for my turn, and then the next turn I can brainstorm into something else. Right, I'm going to let Thoughtseize resolve. Hope they just take Plow. Oh, they took Minsc and Boo. Alright, sure. There's a Krakus in play. But, yeah, deal. Let it choke in on me. Oh yeah, that's where we are. Hardcasting Elvish Spirit Guide. Do I even want Force of Vigor and Terminus if this is what they're doing? Yeah, I mean, hard to argue with Terminus. I'm just going to pass with Brainstorm in my hand, and I can Terminus in their end step while fixing my hand. This continues to avoid getting cheesed out by Choke. They just saw Force of Will, so they must not be planning to do a natural order kind of thing. Spirit Guide getting in, rumbling. Play more creatures, play more creatures. Got any more? Keep them coming. I don't even need to brainstorm in the end step. I can just terminus my draw. And I am going to do this. It's a little anemic, but they've made it clear they don't really have anything going on. Just clear out what they do have going on. Mystic Sanctuary is in my deck somewhere. I can refire a terminus in the future. And I'm just going to pass here. With the Caracas, there's no gigantic forward momentum I can push right now. And I'm holding up 4 mana that can clear a Choke or a Sylvan Library or any of that sort of thing. 4 mana. The Zenith. This is going to be Grist. How do I feel about Grist? I think I want to brainstorm and make a decision. Okay. EI. Ugh. Don't really want to pitch EI. I don't want to play against Grist either. I did just find the Wasteland. I'm going to force this. Not happy about losing EI. I brainstormed looking for a lower impact blue card I could pitch, but found the highest impact blue card that exists in the world. Don't tell Jace the Mind Sculptor or Omniscience that I said that. I'm going to fetch a Tundra here. That gets me my 3rd island. And gets me white mana, which is the mana that I like. Wasteland, the Caracas, and now we're in business somehow. Whatever business looks like, we're in it. They have 2 cards in their hand. I have 2 plows in mine. They need more moving pieces to come together to break it open than I do. Like, I just need an Uro or a Minsc and Boo. And we're cooking. I'm gonna plow in the end step. Just keep this board clear wherever I can. There's 2 cards in their hand that have been sitting there for a very long time. Oh yeah. Wasteland, Flooded Strand, Flooded Strand. They could be Endurance or Opposition Agent or Natural Order. Just going to try to wastelock them. And as I dredge Loam, I have a shot at Uros. I guess they could have like Surgical Extraction. Thinking of cards that they would have played by now if they had them. Allosaurus Shep. I can remove that creature. In the end step, Swords of Plowshares. I'm going to dredge Loam. Then I'm going to wasteland my opponent and hopefully also cast Uro if I flip one. Dredge Loam. Uro is in the graveyard. I should Uro first. Green, green, blue, blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exile all of those. Uro trigger puts in one of these fetch lands. That means I still have my land drop for the turn. Fetch. Loam gets 2 lands. Wasteland and the Flooded Strand. I'm going to play the Wasteland, take out the Bayou. And yeah, I didn't think so. Yep, they scooped it up. Okay, a 4-1 despite me playing just absolutely terribly throughout the entire league. Well, not the entire league. I'm a little harsh on myself. I made a lot of good plays with a couple of suboptimal ones mixed in. Deck still feels great. We didn't play against White Stompy, which is my major concern, but against the established metagame from 2 or 3 weeks ago, I still like where this deck is positioned. Second Dress Down didn't specifically come up, but we did bring it in here and there. Yeah, I mean, I've said a lot about this deck already over the past several weeks, and I have a tournament report up. I have a league that came up before that. I still like where this is. If you're going to bring this to Eternal Weekend or any other major events coming up, find a friend and do some targeted testing with White Stompy. It's not popular enough that you're going to run into it in the leagues and get meaningful testing, but make sure to sit down for an hour or 2 and grind that matchup. Make sure you have a plan for it. And that's all I got. This is a lot more of the same, and it's still good. Spunky, thank you for sponsoring this league. Congrats on being a new dad. Everybody else, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out Patreon, all the stuff that supports the channel in the video description, and I'll see you next time.